Everyone, hope everything is going well. Today, I'm going to be reading some of the comments on Kurt's Card Care. And some of them I just cracked up laughing. Some of them have really brought a great discussion. And I think why some people get angry over this is because it's cognitive dissonance, which I talked about on my Instagram reel the other day. And let's take a look. Some of them you'll be cracking up. All right. So let's just look at this. Not to diminish your work, but go back to collecting Mark Grace cards. You always seem so miserable in my videos. You make Ben Stein look like he has a personality. This stuff is not that important in the grand scheme. Okay, interesting. That's the second time I've been called like Ben Stein. Okay. Bueller. All right. Let's look at another comment here. I really like Bargain Boxer. Shout out to Kurt for the conservation. Shout out to the guy who gave Kurt the shout out. Hobby positivity. Oh man, I really like Bargain Boxer. Those are pretty good comments that he gives usually. All right. This one I was cracking up. Jacob, again, I think it's just his name, 6680. He says first they use Kurt's card care spray to remove some dirt and dimples on the back of the card. Next, they use Kurt's polish to bring the card back to the factory finish look the polish is known for. Unfortunately, the spray caused one of the corners to flare out a bit, so they had to use the small razor blade to trim the corner. Eventually, they pressed the card to get rid of a few dimples. The spray couldn't get to pop up. The edge and corner tool was then used for 45 minutes to create a beautiful level around the card. Again, they had to polish and a bit more of use the razor blade to help with the corners. Overall, this attention to details is what makes and an off-center 6540 card a PSA 10. After completion, there was no wax or spray left, and the microfibers were distressed beyond reuse. Thank baby Jesus for Kurt's card care. Amazing comment. Amazing comment. That was that was great. That was great. So some people say I get miserable from these. Like when I see these comments, they're just amazing, man. Awesome. All right, let's take a look at some other comments here. So PSA will not grade cards that bear evidence of trimming, recoloring, restoration, or any forms of tampering or of questionable authenticity. Well, what is Kurt's Card Care considered? Is that restoration? Because PSA, that's a no-no according to PSA. So that's that's interesting. All right. Is washing your car the same as getting it repainted? Asking for a friend. So here's the thing. A car is an item, you could say. I said asset, but maybe I should change the language behind that. That depreciates in value over time. Sports cards, specifically a high-end one, has the ability to appreciate over time, especially when you have negative interest rates. So I don't consider washing the car the same thing as a sports card. All right, Retro Hoop Collectibles, I went on his program, I think over a year ago with Dan the Cardman. And, I really liked his commentary during the pandemic. I used to watch a lot of it then. So he says, the same people crying about Kurt are the same folks that take their car in for a full wax and paint correction before posting up for sale in order to maximize the dollars to get. Once again, I would say that a car is depreciates or car depreciates in value over time. So I wouldn't consider a card the same thing as a car. Big L sports cars. I've been seeing this all the time. He's laughing at me and calling me a clown. And then I ask him, "You clean your cards, bro?" Laughing at me, and I get called a clown. Okay, I'm a clown. All right. Let's see. You have used this subject to get attention, that's for sure, and you're milking it to death. Hate is the new way to advance your presence, I guess. Well, the thing is, I've talked about multiple topics, many topics. You could go through my videos. I talked about card porn. I did 20 videos on card porn, and my spidey senses were correct on card porn. So, is that hate? Or is that just me sensing, hey, look, something weird is going on. Something weird is going on with the PWCC loans that a lot of people would not talk about publicly until it actually happened. But remember, when I talk about it, a lot of people won't discuss it. But if someone who allegedly has credibility in this hobby, oh, they're going to talk about it then. That's how it goes. I mean, if you're ostracized like me, then you don't really want to reference what I have to say. They do sometimes, I'm not saying that's the case all the time, but because I buy cheap cards apparently, and I don't buy high-end cards, and I don't clean cards. I don't use Kurt Card Care juice. All right. It says so Kurt is actually taking cards that have been graded, altered, and actually fixing them. Yet you claim he's altering them. People with the solution that he uses, or excuse me, people that use a solution use it to alter cards. That's how I consider it. Some people call it restoration, but PSA doesn't allow restoration. They may have a few slabs though, you know, think go to the T206 cards, but those are clearly labeled. But anyways, It's he says it's pure hate or jealousy or both, but it's not warranted. Results speaks for themselves, and there's several others doing it. Just because everyone's doing it doesn't mean that I'm going to approve of it. And, you know, a lot of times I've spoken up when people have called me a nut job, a crank. Like I said before with the card porn situation. During the pandemic, I have a lot of physicians in my family and my wife's family. They all thought that I was a crackpot. I became a pariah. I became an outcast. And still, to this day, some of those people will not talk to me as much. And that's because I didn't go along with the plan, because I called out their BS. And it's cognitive dissonance, once again, with really high IQ people and not so smart people. Get mad at me. Okay. It is what it is. All right. Saying that I have not watched his videos. I have watched his videos. He's blocked me though, so you know, I don't get to see as many of his videos on IG. And I get laughed at again by Big L Sports Cards, and I get called a clown again. Okay. All right. All right. Let's another comment. There's nothing wrong with using curse. People just jealous they don't know how to prep cards correctly. No, I've sent in cards. I did a video. You could even look it up. 50% gem rate on these cards without Kurt's Card Care. I was just very picky on what I sent. And I still did a pretty good job in getting that gem rate. Now, someone would say, you deserve it. You need to get a 70% gem rate. Well, without cleaning, I got a good gem rate. All right. A few other comments that I'm going to discuss over here. Tiffany Card says they no longer follow you because they know they're altering cards and need reassurance from social media influencers to validate their fraud. Amazing comment. Amazing comment. Nonsense. You aiming at folks' wallet. It's an easy way to cheat or get an advantage before grading. If Kurt's card lotion is ethical, then trimming and shill bidding should be okay. All right. Big Health Sports Cars likes laughing at me and calling me a clown. This is And then I ask, you clean your cards? He laughs at me, calls me a clown. I hope he calls me a clown again and laughs at me. Charles Fuchs, aka Stacking Gems. You know why most people are triggered in sports cars? Look at most of the buyers. Most are beta male soy boys. Patrick Keller 997 says crybaby crooks are like liberals and can't handle the truth. Now, as a disclosure, I don't vote for anyone anymore, so I still found that comment pretty funny. All right, let's look at a few other comments. Bargain Boxer. Kurt is providing a positive service that helps the hobby, and I'm about the hobby positivity. All right, Bargain Boxer, you're all about the hobby positivity, like Gary Vee and the great curator and Jeff Wilson. All right, let's look at a few other comments here, and I was just laughing, absolutely laughing at some of these over here. Let's look at this. Where's that comment? I know I saw that somewhere. Cleaning an asset to the hobby. Altering trimming is fraud. It's really not that difficult. It's like they want to ban abortion across the board, leaving rape and incest victims to have their rapist babies. Why is there no common sense middle ground in this? It's really not that difficult to process. Wow, we're getting into the hot button topic of abortion. I did get into the topic of how I call Kurt's card cares like GMO foods, but I didn't get into the topic of abortion. Man, man, these comments are funny. Big Al Sports Car is laughing at me and calling me a clown. Oh my God, this is like the seventh comment here, man. Like these comments are intense, man. And let's see how many views. This is only a small video, 560, man. All right, so I just had a great laugh reading these comments. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and you know, share some more comments so I could read them in a future video and get a good kick out of them. All right, I'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.